Ladies and gentlemen, I've always opined on this particular platform on many occasions that in politics, nothing happens out of mere coincidence. And that everything in politics is normally well planned, well scripted, and executed to achieve a specific political objective. Nothing in politics just happen for the sake of it. Yesterday in Kilifi, Edwin Sifuna stated something that caught my attention. And Edwin Sifuna was bold enough to say it in the presence of William Ruto during the burial to the father to Amason Jaffa Kingi, the Speaker of the Senate of Kenya. I want you guys to listen to Edwin Sifuna and let me know what you have picked from that short speech by Edwin Sifuna.
Edwin Sifuna, katibu mkuu wa chama cha ODM, seneta wa kaunti ya Nairobi na naibu kiranja wa walio wachache ndani ya bunge la Senate. Nimefika hapa kumpa pole mheshimiwa wangu, spika wangu wa Senate. Mheshimiwa Spika Kingi, wewe umetuongoza vyema katika jumba letu la Senate. Unajua kwamba wakati mwingine mambo huwa yakichemuka pale Senate, lakini umetuongoza vizuri kama kinara wetu pale kwenye Senate. Nataka nichukue fursa hii kwa niaba yangu mwenyewe, kwa niaba ya makao makuu ya chama cha ODM, kwa niaba ya kinara yangu mheshimiwa Raila Odinga, niseme poleni sana kwa kumpoteza baba. Na watu wa Magarini, asanteni sana kwa kuwa wenye subra. Wakati ambapo kipenga kitapigwa, kila mtoto atarudi kucheza kwenye mlango wao. Asanteni sana, Mungu awabariki.
Now, if you paid very close attention, Edwin Sifuna stated something there, that kila mtu atacheza kwa mlango yao, which means at the right time, ODM party and their supporters will troop back to ODM party. In fact, William Ruto responded later to Edwin Sifuna by alleging that ODM and Kenya Kwanza, or UDA for that matter, will sponsor a joint nomination for the Magarini parliamentary by-election, which fell vacant. But that statement by Edwin Sifuna is mirroring the statements which were made today by Professor Peter Anyang Nyong'o and Governor James Orengo during the burial of Professor Bethwell Ogot. By the way, there was something very interesting during the burial of Professor Bethwell Ogot. It was full of professors, top professors in the country. But politics also found its way. James Orengo lectured Opiyo Wandayi and Eliud Owalo badly. In fact, the message from Orengo, maybe I'll do another video. But what caught my attention was the speech by Professor Anyang Nyong'o, which he made in Luo. Professor Anyang Nyong'o is not an ordinary Kenyan. Anyang Nyong'o is a second-term governor. Anyang Nyong'o was appointed by Raila Odinga as the party leader in his absence. And Anyang Nyong'o is always guarded in his speech. But for the first time, Anyang Nyong'o was very clear that ODM is not in broad-based government to put off fire. That they joined because there was that agency thing and they were able to put off that fire. But they are not in that government to keep on putting off fire. And that they will only be putting off fire if they see the government is doing the right thing. The question is William Ruto's government doing the right thing? And Anyang Nyong'o concluded by saying that if the government will refuse to change, then they will ignite the fire. Basically saying, hiyo moto watawasha. Obro liel in Greek. Obi liel mbeleka. Hapa mbele kutawaka. That's what Nyong'o is alluding to. At the same time in Mombasa, Gladys Wanga, who is the chairperson of the party, also led a strong ODM brigades in Likoni. What were they doing? Reactivating party activities in the region. I want to assure you, ODM party, based on the way I'm seeing them, if William Ruto will not heed to some of the demands which they are going to press on the table, I don't know which demands are these, then there are high chances that ODM party will produce a presidential candidate. But the question is, what is ODM party's game plan based on the statement by Nyong'o, the current political activities? Because I strongly believe that William Ruto should actually be very worried about ODM and its activities. Before you do that, for those who are watching this channel for the first time, please take a second or two, click that subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. And to the subscribers, I want to continue thanking you guys for your continued support. Because without that support, this channel cannot be where it is. Ladies and gentlemen, without any further ado, allow me to dive in again. Allow me to also take this opportunity to thank the following people. You are seeing their names on the screen there for the coffee which they sent to me earlier today. It goes a long way in supporting this channel. You can also do the same using the numbers you are seeing on your screen. Ladies and gentlemen, let us dive in. What I've observed are as follows. Number one, ODM party is trying to retain or regain their identity as a reform-minded party. And that is by design. That's why the people pushing the reform credentials or side of ODM party are Professor Anyang Nyong'o. There is no way you can talk of Anyang Nyong'o and leave out reforms. That's why this other person talking about the reforms is Governor James Orengo. And that's why Edwin Sifuna is also talking the same language. I remember Edwin Sifuna in the presence of Raila Odinga during a burial in Siaya County told Raila Odinga that Raila Odinga gave him strict instructions to ensure that ODM party retains its identity. He was very clear. Anyang Nyong'o also confirmed in Vihiga, was it in Vihiga or Kakamega, that Edwin Sifuna is actually speaking for the party and Edwin Sifuna represents the future of the party. So in short, Anyang Nyong'o told us that what Edwin Sifuna is telling us is what we should listen to. And Edwin Sifuna told us yesterday that kila mtu atacheza kwa mlango yao. Number two, and this is very, very important and should get William Ruto worried, that what ODM party is trying to do is that they're trying to leave room for a possible 2027 presidential bid. ODM is likely to sponsor a candidate. And I'm thinking, I could be wrong, but I'm thinking that presidential candidate is likely to be Professor Peter Anyang Nyong'o. Why Peter Anyang Nyong'o? Why? Anyang Nyong'o is serving his second term, which means in 2027, he will not be running for the governor. Anyang Nyong'o carries the aspirations of the country. He doesn't need any introduction. Currently, Anyang Nyong'o has international networks. And why was he telling us about Sifuna and the future? Sifuna is going to be Professor Anyang Nyong'o's running mate in 2027. Think about it. Think about it. Because ODM party is a big political party not to sponsor a presidential candidate unless they'll be given a very good offer. Because if Anyang Nyong'o were to be the candidate in ODM party and they manage to win several seats, they'll still be comfortable because they'll qualify for the political party's funds and the party will still be there. So I'm looking at it from that perspective. The question is whether Anyang Nyong'o can be able to really garner support the way Raila Odinga used to garner. Maybe Raila Odinga will support him. That's a possibility. I don't want to assume I'm wrong there. The third thing ODM is doing, and William Ruto should be worried, is that ODM party is now trying to crawl back to the agency's corner. Because there's a general feelings by the agencies that ODM party betrayed them. But what are they now trying to do? Edwin Sifuna is speaking their language, and all of them are agreeing with Edwin Sifuna. James Orengo is speaking the agency language, and the agencies are now supporting him. Professor Anyang Nyong'o is speaking the language of the agencies. What are the agencies saying? They are now around listening to Professor Anyang Nyong'o. So which means tomorrow, Anyang Nyong'o will say, I'm going to be the presidential candidate. Raila is not there. All agencies will not have a problem supporting Professor Peter Anyang Nyong'o. Yeah? Lastly, Kenya Kwanza burden. Raila Odinga failed in the last election because he was unable to shed off the burden, the failures, and the omissions of Jubilee Party. After the broad-based government was formed, Raila Odinga was very clear that he was only sending the experts, the 4 or were there 5 of them. ODM retains its identity, which means they tried so hard to not to associate or to be associated with Kenya Kwanza failures. In fact, the experts are trying to salvage Kenya Kwanza. You talk of Mbadi, you talk of Sifuna, Mbadi, you talk of Opiyo Wandayi, you talk of Joho. Everybody agrees that ODM experts in government are actually trying to deliver. But ODM is trying to distance themselves from Kenya Kwanza so that they don't carry the same burden in case of anything. Ladies and gentlemen, tell me, if you watch this video at this stage, why Anyang Nyong'o cannot be a presidential candidate in 2027. Just tell me. Tomorrow, I'll be back. And I'll be back with another video. So don't stay very far. Subscribe if you're not subscribed, because in this channel, what we do is simple. We analyze politics in a way you can't find in any other place. What I've realized is that most of you guys watch the videos because you get the notifications, but you have not yet subscribed. Subscribing is free. Just click that subscribe button, and then anytime we produce these videos, you will be notified. Until next time, this is your man, Lee Makwiny. Bye-bye.